Good morning, everybody. It is Wanda here with today's tarot. How are you all this morning? Firstly, I'm apologising for the late broadcast this morning. Hi, Angela. Shirley, welcome. Oops, I'm moving the screen a bit too much. How are you all? Are you all well? How has your last 24 hours been since the last tarot? It's always good to have, and I don't usually like to start late in the morning, but I had a few important and urgent matters to attend to this morning. Welcome everybody hopping on. Wendy, Stephanie, hello darling, how are you? Shirley, again, I think I've said Shirley. Eve, welcome darling, welcome. So I think I just might start. I've got a lot to do today. How are you? How's things been? I've got a few things to share, and I very quickly want to talk about secrets. Okay, but before I do that, I just want to let you know that the energy that we're feeling right now, if you're feeling flat, if you can't seem to get your body, your feelings, your emotions, your head into gear, know that the next, right up until about the end of May, I think around mid-May, they're calling it the time of the purging. And it's got a lot of names actually on YouTube and so on. But what I want to say to you is this: expect that your lives are going to change. Expect that you are going to ascend. Hello, everybody who's saying good morning to me. I love you. Thank you so much for hopping on. We're going to ascend. There's another level, and we need to dive deep into that level, into really opening up the layers. We are becoming the lotus. So if you look at us, we've been like the butterfly, you know, that's inside the cocoon. And if you look at it like the lotus, we are the seed. And very, very slowly, we are letting go of things. We are letting go of secrets. We are letting go of our imagined burdens. We are letting go of things that no longer serve us, and thoughts about ourselves. And at every moment you ask yourself, if you're being triggered by somebody, our natural instinct is to go, well, that person's a bit of a shit, you know, what's up their nose? But what is it actually saying, mirroring to you? Did you get out of bed wrong that morning? Have you got the shits with your husband? Have you got the shits with your wife? Have you got the shits about something? Is something uneasy about you? Because everything in our world, guys, everything in our world is a reflection about what is not in vibration with us right now. Even the littlest thing, right? So if you understand that, and understand that your world, your life, your circumstances are of your doing. Now, this is what I want to talk about right now, about secrets. Everybody loves a secret. And if anyone was to put on a page or something, the 5 secrets to being your best self, there's not really a secret. Because what is a secret? A secret is something you don't know. And if you knew that, why do you want to know a secret? The 5 secrets about Engelbert Humperdinck that no one knew. Whoop-de-frigadoo, so what? Those secrets, that word secret has an intrigue to it, doesn't it? And we all want to get involved in that intrigue. We all want to get involved in that judgment. And here's the thing: if you can step into your life, without having judgments, of being aware of your thoughts and how you speak and your expectations of that judgment. Like, for example, a friend of mine has a certain way. Well, people can't speak to me like that. And, you know, people have to behave in a certain way, and people have to do that. If you're living in that world where you've got these prejudgments about how people should talk to you, what kind of people should talk to you, and when they should talk to you, you're missing the point, right? You're missing the point, because the message can be delivered by spirit, by your by your own energy field to give you something. If you have an expectation that people should always be, well, look, come in, sit down, you know what I mean, that kind of thing, that ain't going to happen. Sometimes a really, really crass message can be the power to get the shift that you need. So if you stay in a space of openness and stay in a space of trust around that, and accept what comes to you, because if you're getting triggered by that, it's more about you than the person who's doing the bits. That is a truth. I also want to share with you on a training that we had yesterday. And when you start doing the work of ascension, like the 3 days of darkness, which are coming, because a lot of people have been sick, even friends of mine who are very high up in the business game have been not immune to it. They're also up-leveling. We all are. And be open to that. Don't let it kill you, for God's sake. Be open to it. Don't resist it. Allow things to happen. Allow things to come up. If you cry or vomit for 3 days, well, then so be it. Now, it's not necessarily 3 days. These days are coming. It's been predicted and reinforced by spiritual leaders for since the wave first started. This is all the process of ascension, getting back to secrets, all right? If you've got secrets about yourself, and that's one of the reasons why people don't want to be upfront or they keep themselves hidden. It's because they've got secrets, or they think that they are secrets. And you know what? If you come to terms with your own past, if you come to terms and be open about what's going on for you, and I'm not saying do it on social media, but I'm saying be honest in your life, with your family, with your friends. Stop hiding, because those secrets are not real, right? If you come to grips with yourself and come to own your secrets, whatever they are. As a tarot reader, I get told a lot of secrets, and they hold people back. Those secrets, what do they actually mean to you? What are you making a secret mean? And this is why I'm saying I had training yesterday with a guy who's absolutely phenomenal leader, and he had a very dark past. He was in the underworld. He was not a hitman, but he was like a punching bag, for people who didn't owe money and so on. And he did that job. He hurt a lot of lives, and he knew that if he was going to make it great in his own life, he knew that if he was going to become spiritually more aware and tell the truth to himself and own it, then no one can turn around and say, oh yeah, but you were a drug dealer, you were this and you were that, because he owns it. And he could say, yes, exactly, I was a drug dealer. Yes, exactly, yes, I was in prison. Yes, exactly, I did go through the court system. Yes, I did hurt my family. Yes, I did hurt other people. And I've shed 1,000 tears. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing now, because I want to help people. I want to make up for the past that was based on my own way of being, of rebelling against society, rebelling against my brutal stepfather. And so that's why people do things. Hurt people. Does that make sense? And I'm going off on a tangent, and I'm not even realizing I'm doing a talk and I'm supposed to be doing a tarot. But that's what I want to talk to you about, secrets. So what are your secrets? Are your secrets one of the reasons that's holding you back in your business? Are your secrets holding you back from growing? Because that's what's going to come up next. Now, does it mean that you go on social media and go, hello, or my secret is I had, 6 abortions, I've done this, I've done that, maybe, or I wouldn't even like to think, but, whatever that secret is that you're holding, do you need to share that with somebody? Do you need to get that burden off you? Because that is very powerful, guys. And it's getting down to that deep diving. It's getting down to that. There is no stone unturned. And who am I going to read for today? Hang on, I haven't even done the first card yet. You're still on, you're still with me, guys. I was going off on a bit of a tangent here because there's so much going on in people's lives. Last night in my art classes, we were discussing with the ladies, and it's amazing on what comes up. Do you know there's not a lot of groups, are there really, for women to get together and just talk about their life? You know, I'm really seriously considering creating like something where women, like, would that interest you? Like where women can just get on a Zoom link where we all get together and we just talk about our lives, or we talk about a topic and we talk and we share, just like they used to do in the women's circles of ancient times, when the women used to get together and they'd come together sewing or cooking or bringing fruit to the table, or they're doing something together and they're talking about their life. They're sharing their innermost feelings. They're sharing their wisdoms with others, you know, and there's not a lot of that happening, is there, on social media or anything for that nature. There's not a lot where we're so isolated. Well, what have we done to our world? That's what I'm thinking, you know, like in this art class, the women in that art group, oh, I love every single one of them. They are absolutely amazing women, you know, sharing our burdens, sharing our bits. Okay, sharing it and feeling better for it, knowing what to do. That's very powerful. Being in communication. Today's card, wow, the 10 of Cups. With Easter coming along, family connection. The 10 of Cups is about being connected to people in your family. And we get this mixed idea. When I say family, okay, I want to talk about that's your genetic family, and it's also your soul family. Your soul family may not be from your genetic connection, but they could be people in your life that you have known, and they are your soul sisters and brothers. Does that make sense? You know, we are all sisters and brothers in some way or form, because we are all connected to the same source on that higher level of thinking. But our genetic family, we come in to do our hard yards. And with our soul family, we come in to support and work together. Does that make sense? So there's no distinction between the two. I'm just trying to help you understand what the difference might be for that. So what does this mean? It means, well, we've got Easter coming up. And for some people right now, as we speak, from this week on, from this day on, there's going to be connections. So that you could be invited to a birthday party. Maybe, look, you know, the birth of a baby, okay, a christening, something where families are going to come together, connect with that group, connect with those people, because inside that family you feel your connection. And more so than others, people from your past will start coming back into your life, the good ones, of course. The good ones to bring you together. You know, like I've got a sister who I'm not super close to. That's okay. That's okay. But I do have a friend of mine. I've got a few friends of mine who are my soul sisters, and we're definitely connected that way. And it doesn't matter what day we come together, that we just talk at any moment. I could talk to them daily, or sometimes I don't talk to them for months. And we always start where we leave off. So soul sisters, soul brothers, people from your past coming back into your life to be of support to you right now. And you might be called to be of support to others right now. And know that when you're called to do this, that it is because this is the time for it. Does that make sense? That's really powerful that you understand it. It may happen today, it may happen tomorrow, it could happen in a week from now, but it will happen. And then you'll remember what I said. So who am I going to read for today? Let's have a look. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here we are. Emily M's. I love that. Emily, if you're still on, I'm going to read for you. Oh, far out, these cards are falling all over the place. Today's Osho card is about burdens. Look at this card. I love this card. This card, can you see that guy? Can you see it very carefully? Let's have a look. I'll just put it in front of my head there. See that? Okay, so a guy's pointing and he's got a stick. And hang on, he's not, and he's sort of like looking, and he's got a glove on, and there's a chook there, and there's all sorts of weird stuff going on there, right? What does that mean? It means that a lot of us are carrying shit on our shoulders. Okay, we're carrying monkeys on our back. We're carrying ideals on our back. We're carrying other people's expectations on our back. And they can create burdens. Those burdens are in your mind, where the monkey forest is, where the jukebox is, okay, where the program is. And they run your show. They're running your life. You're feeling burdened by carrying this shit around. That might look like that. So if you had to look at your burdens on your shoulders, do you have a chook sitting on your shoulder? Do you have a guy that's taller and heavier than you, wrapping his legs right around you, like practically strangling you? I love it. Right, look at that. So all you need to do is go, look, just go away. What do your burdens look like? Is someone from your past got their hand around your throat? Is there someone hanging onto your neck, you know, where you feel you can't speak? Are your shoulders hurting you because based on someone's ideas of who you should be and what you should do? You know what I mean? My husband was telling me the other day that when he was younger, when he was getting ready for high school, he was trying to figure out in his mind after his HSC what he should do in his life. And his mum and dad inadvertently said, look, you know, there's no point you going to university because you don't study. And so he left that as a point, well, I'm a failure, so therefore I can't do it. I won't do it. You know, he made it mean that, whereas he didn't feel free to make the choice, well, okay, I'm not going to study, but so therefore I'm not going to climb that mountain. And he's looking back now in regret, thinking he should have joined the Merchant Navy. And that would have meant leaving home and studying, but that was his love. And instead he chose a secondary thing. Instead, he spent many months trying to figure out what it was he did like. And eventually he just left that anyway because it wasn't his love. And so sometimes when people say things to us, it can change our destiny. And for many reasons, it does, right? And so therefore, is that a burden? Yeah, that was a burden for him. He didn't even realize it was a burden. Sometimes we forget because we move forward in our lives and we forget that has etched into our thing. Well, I don't study, I can't do it. And years later, when he was in his like late 30s, 40s, he started a university degree. And what happened? He got sick because he couldn't study. And so therefore he was reliving that story. Does that make sense? So what are your burdens? What do they look like? Do they look like a chook? Or is it a barrel? Or is it a lots of monkeys sitting in a tree, sitting on your back, giving you backache? If you've got backache, that's one great thing. If you've got a backache, that's something to look at. Who are you carrying? Because that person who you're carrying, is it your husband? Is it your wife? Is it your children? You know, for your children to grow, we have to let go. You know, for your children to grow, we have to let go. Sometimes we have to let our kids make mistakes and they learn it themselves. You know, we can't protect everybody all of the time. As much as your goodwill is there, you know, my father used to say to me, you know, I don't want you to make the same mistakes as me. Well, I didn't make the same mistakes as my father. I just made my own mistakes. Does that make sense? So what do your burdens look like? Share in the comments box. What are your burdens? Where are they aching in your body? Is it your heart? Is it your back? Is it between your shoulder blades? And what thought is that's creating that pain? Because your burdens are creating that. I just love Osho. I mean, far out. One card has just so much wisdom to it. Anyway, if you want a early Christmas present, here's the go. Emmy, I hope that makes sense for you. So, darling, this is for Emmy, but for all of us today, what are your burdens and what can you get rid of? What can you make a decision about? And if you visualize what those burdens look like and acknowledge where your pain is, do you get pain in the back of your neck? Do you get pain? Do you get headaches a lot? So what's sitting there creating that? What thought pattern is creating that? Now you can go down the road and go, oh, you've had migraine since I've been 15. Okay, well, look at that. What's that all about? Because everything is related to a story. Everything is related to an emotional burden set in concrete when you were little. And it's causing you distress. and it's related to the body. You heal that thought, you heal your body. It's as simple as that. And it's really not that simple because our mind gets in our way, because we've got to walk through the monkey forest to get to the core of things. And getting through the monkey forest can be a bit tricky unless you can shut the monkey chatter off. Does that make sense? So tell me in the comments box, because I do read them. As busy as I am, I do read them. And I am more than happy. Look, I've got a week free, the week after Easter. I've got a week free for anyone who would like to have a reading with me. If you're still struggling in your business, in your relationship, in your life, and you need some clarity, have a talk with me, because I can guarantee there will be some light at the end of the tunnel. You know, there will always be some clarity, and sometimes that takes you to the next step. Sometimes we can't find it ourselves. I know for myself that if I need some clarity and I can't go within and I'm struggling with the monkey forest and my own heart, then sometimes it's very difficult for me to find my answer. And so, I then go to my own consultant. I've got a friend of mine who's a reader who helps me out to make that decision for myself. So I'm here. And I hope that makes sense. Today's cards, guys, family and burdens. Make this, if you've had a difficulty with a family member, what can you do to heal that? Does it mean you accept what they do? No, you don't accept it. You just look at it from a judgment point of view. Look at it from a judgment point of view. That's just a judgment. The only person that you are responsible for is yourself, your own actions, your own thoughts, and your own takeaways. And your own judgment about it, that is purely yours. Everything else is an illusion. So might as well just love it. So the next time you're triggered, the next time someone says something to you in a nasty way, or if somebody says something that hurts your feelings, go down deep and ask yourself, what was that all about? What haven't I cleared on the emotional level? Because we are like onions, guys. We really are. I hope that helps. Wouldn't it be great if you could all draw pictures of what your burdens look like? Are they fish with big eyes? You know, very interesting. My burden between my shoulder blades right now feels like an elephant. Feels heavy like an elephant for me right now. That's very good. Guys, you know I love you. Take care. Personal message me if you want a reading with me. I'm really happy to fit you in after the Easter weekend, and we can go from there. I'm so happy to help you and be of service in that way, and bring you this knowledge from my own channeling, of course, and from what I feel you need to hear. Before I hop on, I always ask, Spirit, what do my friends need to hear from me today? Guys, I'll talk to you soon. Have a really great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.